stressing. When they see us, I put everything in question. Treat these niggas like a print, gotta press 'em. Every time I sip it, I be
Right guys, my name is Rob Ronaldo and I'm here with Tom Day. We just have the leg workout today. The leg workout today, basically Tom just competed about what, how long ago?
2 days ago.
2 days ago. I've competed about roughly just under 2 weeks ago. So the workout today is mainly just get back in the gym, just put some blood in your legs. We didn't do like any crazy amounts of weight, not try to lift the gym up, basically just try to get back in the gym. So what do you think about the workout?
It was good. A lot different to what I usually do. Usually do a lot of just heavy sets, heavy reps, long rest period. This rest period was real short, like a minute 30.
Yeah.
Just getting the blood in the muscles. A good pump.
Yeah, amazing pump. Yeah, that's what the workout
More like
was about.
cardio as well.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it feels like cardio. There's a lot of volume. There's a lot of short rest periods. So it's a lot. It was very intense. The weights were still pretty heavy, without doubt. You know, not compared to the weights we do normally in the off season, but it's still it's still quite pretty heavy. You know, the resistance and all that is still pretty heavy. I could feel a massive pump on my legs. But the workout we did a lot of pre-exhausting workout. We did a lot of leg extension, hamstring curls. We did adductors. So we did a lot of pre-exhausting before you turn into the compound exercises. What do you think about the pre-exhausting exercise before the compound?
It helps you focus a lot more when you get to the compound exercises. Makes it a bit easier for your joints because all your muscles are already pre-fatigued. I think shoulder contraction and isolation works quite well, trying to just get more blood in the muscles. We definitely used a lot more machines than free weights.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, I tend to do a lot of pre-exhausting when I'm deep into my off season. When it goes a lot heavier, like on the back squats and stuff like that, heavy leg presses. I still use the same principle. I still do a lot of pre-exhausting. Only because I'm a lot older than you. I'm almost 10 years older than you, so my joints and all that, they're not as fresh I used to be when I was pretty much your age. But that's one of the reasons I do pre-exhausting. I do a lot warm up, pre-exhausting, then I hit the compounds. Obviously you're a lot younger, your joints are a lot fresher, but do you still do the same thing when you're into your off-season, or are you gonna do like a different type of approach into your leg workout?
Well, you're the coach this time.
Exactly, yeah. Well, I'm his coach now. We just got to start working together now.
Basically, the goal in this series is, I guess, maximum muscle growth.
Maximum muscle growth. So we use a lot of muscle development workouts. My principles was going to be the same: pre-exhausting, compounds after that. Me as Tom's coach, I'm gonna use the same principles on him, because if he worked on me, I hope he works on him. You know, and that's.
Well, we have a similar body type. So.
Yeah, similar body type.
Yeah, but yeah, it should be good because most of the time this is completely different style of training. I follow a lot of Jordan Peters stuff, which is like an adaptation of high intensity stuff, low volume, high intensity, lower reps, a lot of rest pauses. You're more of like an old school kind of like volume approach, aren't you?
Yeah. The reason I use it because a guy like me, they've been around for such a long time, especially I've got background in powerlifting, I've got background in strongman, which is when I retired from bodybuilding 3 years ago. That's the disciplines I went to. So I know the type of workout, I've done it before. I know what a strength workout is based on. I know what a powerlifting workout is based on. So I decided to use a different type, more like a bodybuilding sort of type of workout. The way I see it, you know. Obviously, I'm not saying I'm right, but it's the way I see it. If I want to have a switch to a strength workout, I know how to do it because I've done it in the past. I was a competitor, a strongman, and a competitive powerlifter, so I know how to do it. So you know, one way or the other, if we ever need to go back to that type of workout, I know how to get there.
Leg press. You showed me something today that I had never tried before. Yeah. Which was having your foot placement low.
Super low.
Why don't you explain why?
One of the reasons I start placing my feet super low, every time I go higher, I start putting a lot of pressure in my belly. So I decided to place my feet super low on the leg press. One of the reasons, it really targets your quads the most. Secondly, it makes your exercise a lot harder, as you can see. Yeah. One of the things, like, it doesn't really allow you to go as deep as you can go when you do with your feet stance a little higher. But that's not the issue because it's still, as you can feel, it still target your quads. It still managed to put a lot of blood there. It just, for me, it works so much better when I place my feet low. It feels more stable as well, and it feels a lot less pressure in your mid session, which I was suffering from. There's a lot of pressure in my hernia. Since I've been using that technique, I can see some progress in improvements on my legs. So what do you thought about that technique when you applied yourself to that?
It was just so much harder on the quads. I mean, I've done like 600 kilo leg presses, and I felt that way more in my legs. So ultimately, you know, not loading the joint and loading the muscle definitely seems better for longevity, for sure.
So for me, it's brilliant because obviously I don't use this kind of technique with a lot of clients, because I know a lot of my clients, they struggle to place their feet that low, because like Tommy just mentioned, it's a lot harder to perform the exercise. So I'm glad today we applied that technique. I applied that technique on him, and that was his feedback. For me, he's a very good feedback, obviously, because I don't tend to apply that technique to a lot of people. I think you probably must be the second person I ever asked to do it this way, because I know how hard it can be, especially when you have like average client, just a normal gym goer. You're not going to do that for an advanced technique. Because I think for me, placing your feet super low on the leg press isn't an advanced technique. You know, not many people can do it. Not many people can execute the exercise in the perfect technique. You did it today, so for me, it's a great feedback to hear that. You know.
Another thing that was so simple, which I never even thought about, was small steps on lunges, walking lunges. Yeah, lunges suck already, but that was like a whole nother level of pain.
Yeah. Yeah, I've noticed about lunges. Everyone I've seen doing lunges, they do large, big steps. I never understood why, but one day, I must be about 5 or 6 years ago, I was watching Phil Heath doing his lunges, and he always did very short steps. And I had the chance to speak to Phil a few years back when I met him in the Body Power, and I asked him the reason why he did short steps, and he told me because of the sweep on his quads. On his scientific way, it did make a lot of sense. So I did what he told me to do from that moment onwards. Just use when you do your lunges, whatever you do your lunges, either it's outside or inside the building, just use a very small steps, and it works. You know, when I compete, the sweep on the side of my legs is one of my trademarks. So it made a lot of changes in my legs. Whatever was Phil's advice, I've been following it through for the last 4 or 5 years, and I'm not intending to change it.
Pendulum squat.
Yeah.
That did constant tension, just keeping the blood in the muscle. Obviously, I paused a bit because I was tired, but you definitely didn't.
I did. Yeah, there's 2 ways of doing the exercise. One of the ways is go crazy wild and try to go as heavy as you can, and do the full range of movement when you lock for a couple of seconds on the top and all that. Today, as I explained before in the beginning, our legs were tired. We haven't trained it for quite some time. Today, let's finish off. Let's give that little touch into your quads and put a bit more blood into it. And our suspendable squats, not a lot of weight there. It was about 40 kilograms in there.
Yeah.
But keep the tension in the muscle. Basically, come from the bottom halfway through, not locking on top. Keep the tension in the quad, and the blood you promote it to your quads or even to your whole legs in general was pretty crazy, right?
Yeah. So we're actually going to be trying to maximize post-show rebound and grow as much as possible. Because why don't you explain a little bit about the rebound process?
Yeah, rebound process. Rebound process was basically much I'll say probably the next 6 weeks. Well, a lot of food, a lot of clean food. We're gonna go, for example, if you diet on 3,000 calories, 3,500 calories roughly, whatever you're doing it, I'm gonna double those calories, but in a lot of clean food. There will be no room for junk food. That's not a good rebound. The good rebound is put some good quality gains of muscle. So the food is almost the same food that you on your pre-season, on your pre-contest, but the amount of food is a lot bigger, a lot larger, and cleaner. So that means your body will digest and process the food a lot cleaner. So you can go up to from one meal to the other, because at the end of the day, your off-season is going to be consisting of around about 5,000 calories of clean food, which is a lot of food. You know, if you eat 5,000 calories of junk, it's probably talking about what, 3 meals. Well, that's not the case. Massive quality gains for the next 6 weeks, a lot of clean food. It feels almost like you're on dieting, but it's not, because the food's proportions are a lot bigger, and there's going to be a lot more variety of foods as well. So you're talking about between 5,000, 6,000 calories of clean food.
So you've had a lot more experience with the rebound than me. How much muscle do you think you could accumulate in a 6-week period with a good rebound?
Yeah, with a good rebound in 6-week period, I reckon between 15 to 20 pounds. Woo! 15 to 20 pounds of good rebound, good quality muscle. Because how many people do you know they go on to about over 20 pounds of body weight after the show.
Yeah.
And a lot of water.
Well, I did that the first time.
Exactly, exactly. But the reason is main because they go on, they start eating crazy, massive amount of food, special foods containing a lot of high sodium foods. We're talking about burgers, junk, pizzas, all the kind of stuff. So they do grow. I mean, they do get bigger, but how much of that size is actually real muscle?
Yeah.
So no one wants to eat clean after being on diet for about 16, 18 weeks. Nobody wants to do that. But you, as a guy that is aspiring to become a pro bodybuilder, you need to act like a pro. So that goes around after the show, after the last show, you start eating a lot of junk. Okay, you can do that for 1 or 2 days, but as soon as those 2 days is out of the way, you go straight into a bodybuilding muscle gains food, which is a lot of good food. Your body will grow in red meat and white meat, good quality fish. Your body's not going to grow eating pizzas and chocolates and stuff like that. So that's one of the big mistakes. Yeah, that's one of the big mistakes a lot of guys do.
You don't believe in if it fits your macros?
Not specific. I think a lot of people rely a lot in the macros. I believe in the quality of the foods more than the macros. A lot of people say like, oh, I eat like 4,000 calories. Yeah, but what type of foods do you eat? And when they give me the list of the type of foods that they eat, I'm thinking that's not going to take you anywhere, because that's not the food that allows you to grow. Simple as that, you know.
I think people think Pop-Tarts are the same as a sweet potato.
When people telling me like I'm eating a lot of fish and tuna, and I'm not getting anywhere, well, who's the biggest, the fish or the cow? You eat the cow, right? You know, so it's a science. Like, it's not rocket science really. If you think about it, think about the biggest animals in the forest, what they eat. You know, they try to eat what they eat. You know, that's the human nature, isn't it? So if you start eating a lot of fish, a lot of tuna, yeah, it's good when you try to get leaner. Is it good to grow? No, not really, is it? You know. Yeah, this is gonna be our next plan in your season. A lot of clean food. Try to maintain some kind of conditioning.
Yeah.
Try to keep your body fat levels under control, because you want to see a visible muscle when you're working out, and get some good quality muscle gains. Maybe the scale, it doesn't go as fast as you want it to be, but it don't really matter. It's all about the muscle at the end of the day, isn't it? You know? And I think some people, they rely too much on the scale and less on the mirror. You know, which is supposed to be the other way around. I think the mirror is more important than the scale. I think the guys, they rely too much, oh, I'm weighing 300 pounds. Yeah, but weighing 300 pounds with the head and his cheeks that size. You know, that's not very good for 300 pounds. But if you weigh 270 and you see visible abs, it's a lot more impressive, you know, and that means you're carrying a lot more muscle. So yeah, that's the goal. The goal is like add a little weight, add a little muscle into your frame while maintaining that bodybuilding shape, you know.
Perfect. So yeah, in this series we're going to focus on muscle growth while trying to stay relatively lean.
Yep.
Not a fat mess. Yeah, done. That was good.
Perfect, yeah.